Almost immediately, we entered a series of roller coaster waves. It was a different river.
All right, get it dead straight. Go. Keep the time in my rhythm. That's good. I don't know, Yossi. Hard your side. Paddle hard.
It's becoming much more intense. You know, like the river is getting narrow, the water swifter.
Certainly, it was a bad decision to continue. That was a major mistake.
We're just shooting straight into white water. Both of us were lying on the raft. That was the only thing we could do. Suddenly, it was clear to me that nothing that can prevent us from colliding with this huge rock that was approaching.
That's what happened. You hit the rock.
The raft ends up pinned against the rock in the middle of the river, balancing precariously by the weight of the water. Any second, it could take a deadly drop.
I saw, for the first time, I saw the fear in his eyes. And I was shocked because he was my rock.
I want you to listen to me now, okay? We can't stay here. All right? So I'm gonna jump, okay? I'm gonna swim to the shore. I'm gonna throw you a line. Kevin, no! Kevin! Kevin!
Despite the treacherous currents that threaten to pull Kevin under, he makes it to the edge of the riverbank and scrambles up the rocks.
Kevin, don't leave me! All right, Yossi, throw me the shoes and the machete!
I saw the raft teetering. It went back and forth on the rock. And I knew it was going to enter the rapids any second.
Now hold it there, Yossi, just hold it there!
At the same time, the raft moves, and I hear that terrible screech. The mass of water just... After a long time in the river, I was spat again into the surface. And it's that most precious breath of air I ever took in my life. And that terrible canyon was behind me. How did I pass it? I just don't know. I just have no understanding of it, but I was on the other side.
The current has carried Yossi so far down the river that 2 miles of rugged canyon now separate him from Kevin. As Kevin works his way downriver, Yossi struggles back up the canyon towards him. They both make it through their first night alone. The next day, neither gives up the search for the other.
You know, jumping from one rock to another, looking around, and then suddenly I hear this scratch, this metallic scratch. Behind the rock, there's a small pool in the middle there. The backpack is waiting.
It was a good bit of luck finding the survival bag. It had kept afloat by Kevin's simple trick of tying empty cans to it.
When Kevin made this bag, he said, "Give me everything important to you, because this is the life bag." He tied 2 empty things to have it float.
The bag contains survival items: a cigarette lighter, a waterproof poncho, insect repellent. There's also a few ounces of rice, and perhaps most important of all, the map. Now Yossi can find his way back to civilization.
I put the backpack on my back, and now with a new spirit, I climbed up thinking that it's gonna be easy now. Kevin and I get together, and it's gonna be over. We've got the equipment. It's gonna be a good story.
Kevin continues to search for Yossi. He has nothing but the clothes on his back. Kevin heads downstream towards Yossi, but the canyon walls narrow and force him away from the river and up to higher ground.
I knew that the San Pedro Falls was before me, and I wasn't about to swim through that. So I decided to leave the water and hike into the jungle.
the chances of Yasi and Kevin finding one another are getting slimmer by the hour. And to make matters worse, Kevin now has trench foot too.